Welcome to the Doing CX Right show.
Here, I like to ask this of all my guests.
If I had some CEOs, leaders, brand leaders, and entrepreneurs in my room right now, what would be the one takeaway you would want them to know and remember?
Employees listen to you a lot less than you think and watch what you do a lot more than you think.
If you invest in creating a remarkable experience in the first 100 days of the relationship with the customer, you can have a customer for life.
Experience your own products as a customer does. Get that personal experience, whether you're a CEO, whether you're a director of marketing, whether you're a product manager, get out there and experience it from the customer point of view.
Repeat business is not loyal business, although some companies confuse it. It's like some companies say we have a loyalty program. No, it's not a loyalty program. That's a marketing program to get people to come back. If you were to take away those perks, would they come back? That's how you know you have loyalty, if they will. And by the way, repeat customers are gold, but loyal customers are sacred.
I want them to remember that they hold the heart of the people who work for them in their hands, and that their job is to understand who they are, unite them around a great purpose, and lead them to its achievement.
What business you are really in. Are you in the commodities business, the goods business, the service businesses, or the experience business? And recognizing that if you are in the goods or services business, then recognize how commoditized are you? And if you see those forces of commoditization and you want to forestall those forces of commoditization, then you need to rise up and recognize that you're in the experience business. And if you're in a business that is anything close to helping people become healthy, wealthy, or wise, then you're in the transformation business.
NPS has come to mean Net Promoter System because too many people fixated on the score. That it's important to understand what the score is in the math, and it's pretty simple. People who score you 9 or 10, if they're not being bribed or pleaded with or gamed, but if they an honest answer of 9 or 10, those people tend to feel like they've had their life enriched and they would enthusiastically recommend. So think of those as your assets, people whose lives you've enriched. The 0s through 6s are the people who feel like they didn't get what they paid for. They're detractors, and you diminish their life. And we just take the math is the percentage of customers you touch who are promoters minus the percent who are detractors is your Net Promoter Score. But you might think of it as the net lives enriched score. Of all the lives I've touched, how many have been enriched? How many have been diminished?
Retaining your current customers and turning them into volunteer marketers is a much more important course of action than getting new customers. Retention and word of mouth are far better opportunities than new customer acquisition.
If you don't know what your company is the absolute best in the world at, nobody's ever going to be able to figure it out. You need to be able to have every one of your employees in alignment when they're asked about why you're special and why you're better and different. And it's not about features and benefits. It's about your uniqueness. It's about that special DNA of your company.
There's no magic formula to ensuring that our customers are satisfied. More than anything, listen to the people who speak directly to your customers on a daily basis. Understand that they have value, their opinions matter, and give them a seat at the table.
We are here to make a positive impact on the world, on the people around us. If you could concentrate on that and on nurturing the people around you that look up to you so they can achieve more than they ever thought they could, that will leave a lasting impact on the world.
Be a customer of their own company. Don't care that you're the CEO. Call the toll-free number like everybody else. Go through the IVR like everybody else and experience it for yourself.
Customer experience absolutely impacts their business outcomes, either positively or negatively. And the top four, that's retention, cost savings, your brand, and employee attrition or retention, whichever way they're looking at that. If you think that customer experience is just some touchy-feely thing, it is about how people feel, but people act based on how they feel, and how they act will impact your business outcomes.
One of the magic secrets you have to having a great customer experience is for the employees to feel well-trained, aligned, and empowered to do what the customers need. You see this in every retail customer-facing experience. And most of the time, the HR people want to do that too. Get to know your HR person and tell them what your issues are and let them advise you. And I think you'll see some pretty cool things happen.
The culture is the shadow of the leader. They shape the business. And that seems so obvious. And you would think that these leaders, these CEOs, these entrepreneurs would know that. Employees watch what they do and they listen to what's being said. So you have to choose your words and your actions carefully and take it from there.
I cannot emphasize enough how they get this connection between employee and customer. And so they're very hyper-focused on employee. This isn't about first and second. Like we're customer first. first or we're employee first. It's not a fight. It's a let's be more balanced, that if you're going to do something for customer, make sure it's okay for employee. You do something for employee, make sure it's okay for customer. If you get just nothing else out of this conversation, that the next CX meeting you have with your leadership team, just take a pause and say, who are the keepers of our customer experience promise?
Salesmanship is never about the salesperson. Great leadership is never about the leader. Great leadership is about the other person. It's about touching lives with great value. It's about that person's life being better as a result of you being part of it. And I think as a leader, if you keep that at the forefront, now you're 9 steps ahead of the game in a 10-step game.
Get a CX mission. Make sure you know your mission for customer experience because it makes everything else easier.
Your primary job is the care, retention, and education of your employees, because they are the ones that are going to provide care and ensure retention of your customers. And that's the only place that provides profitability for your business.
Are humans, and humans make emotional decisions first and rationalize afterwards, not just to you, but to themselves. If you want to figure out the biggest driver of your success, it's to understand what emotions am I creating and what emotions should I create, measure it and manage it.
We need to look at everything we're doing, every customer touch point, and see how can we show our heart, our smiles? Can they hear our voices? Can they see our faces? Can they hear our passion for what we do and our compassion? And we have to look at every email, every complaint, every meeting, every PowerPoint slide, and think about how do we show up as the most human company? I think that is really the path to success.
Don't just be a headline reader when it comes to this new and emerging technology. Whether it's social media, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's these tools and platforms, roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, try things firsthand. Don't just read about it in the Wall Street Journal. And I think being a practitioner is as important when it comes to new tech as just understanding it.
I want leaders to know the importance of empathy. The way you make people feel will determine whether or not they become advocates of what you're doing. And the other word for an advocate is a fan. Fans become loyal. Loyal fans come back to you more often, spend more money, tell others about you. And if you can create that environment where they come back more often, tell others about you, you'll make more money.
Richard Branson said that business is just a formula for being able to assist other people. For me, why not define what you want your lasting impact to be? Articulate it, publish it with somebody you love, and then hold yourself accountable to deliver against that. If you do that, you're going to lead customer experience transformation, because very few people are going to be satisfied with just moving numbers. They're going to want to be touching hearts, touching lives, making a difference. And so if you declare what that looks like for you, hold yourself accountable with an accountability partner, you're going to drive CX change in your organization.
Time matters more than place. We spend so much of the energy in the press and in conversations focused on how many days a week someone's allowed to work from home versus in the office. And I really wish more people would spend time looking at how they use their time at work. The burnout factor on people is rising. Even, the pandemic is in theory behind us, but our latest research shows that burnout's actually on the upswing. It's in particular on the upswing for middle managers who often bear individual workload as well as leading their teams. And finding time for them to do focused heads down work during the work week is one of those, sounds easy, got to put time and energy behind it. If we could just focus more of our executive time, attention, and support and getting people time back to do focused work, we would lower burnout and improve organizational outcomes dramatically.
100 episodes. Congratulations, Stacy. What do you think you're going to do for the next 100 episodes? Is there going to be a change? You're just going to keep going? What should we plan on Stacy doing over the next year?
So I don't have all the answers. I'm on a journey. However, I do know one thing for sure. The first 100, I did a lot of learning. I made mistakes and I learned from them. And they were all teachable moments. And there were a lot of storytelling. The next 100 are you literally, how do you do CX right at a deeper level? So that's where I want to go. Instead of wide, go really into the detail.